And welcome all today to our show. Man, we are so excited. God, I miss this guy. I miss the Chone. Seriously, if I were a stripper and he was my customer, I would give him all the free lap dances that he would ever want, okay? All right, because he is like my hero. It's always great to have him on the show. He's been busy. It sounds like he's working a little bit of a cold. Working a little bit of cold there, buddy?
I was out in the yard all day, doing winter preparations and such. It was a brisk wind out there today. So, all cozy here in my robe. I have my snifter here and my
Like it's 20-year-old
jumbo
cognac.
slippers. And no, I'm very comfortable right now. It's feeling pretty good right now. I got the fireplace on, so yeah, just enjoying the evening.
Seriously, it's like Bing Crosby's Christmas over there, right? That's how I feel. Mine is a lot different. I'm sitting in some big fat bunny slippers, right? I got some big fat, my wife's bunny slippers. I should be wearing my wife's robe, Just got done having a protein bar. Nowhere near is the level of sexy Chone has got going on over there, okay? Nowhere near. This is what happens when you're married, guys. It's all downhill. I was just telling Chone, I said, if you want to, long or short something, short my sex life because it is not good lately. The wife just said, you're married to crypto. You might as well ask her if you can get some.
Listen, being able to balance a 24/7 crypto universe and a regular lifestyle, it's not easy, especially with the 24-hour sleep pattern like you have. What'd you say? You work 9 to 9? That's your schedule?
Man, nah, I worked until 8 o'clock this morning. I streamed for almost 16 hours straight. Yeah, yeah. But I got to tell you what, the good news about marriage and crypto, you pay for both of them. One way or another, you pay for both of them. Yeah, marriage, I swear, they need to add the term wrecked in marriage. I don't know why it took so long to get it in crypto, but it should have been originally discovered in marriage. How was your last marriage, sir? Wrecked.
I wouldn't know though. I'm still living single.
Living the single life, yes. Dating
Yes.
exotic dancers. That is living the dream, I have to say. Just one dancer at a time. He's like a butterfly. The Chone just flies from flower to flower, tasting the nectar and rolling through.
Good Lord. Good
Papa was a
Lord.
rolling stone. Yeah, Chone is the American dream. That's right. So, hey, listen, me and the Chone are going to be in Vegas together coming up, right?
What? What?
We're gonna be in Vegas in January, right? January, yeah,
Vamp. I
January.
have I have a concern, and I'm just wondering what when people finally discover I'm not Seth Rogen, what are they gonna think? Are they gonna
Body
be like
double.
hugely disappointed? I hope not.
Well, it's all gonna come face reveal in Vegas in January. People's face reveal.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good listen to be out of New England in January and into a little bit of a warmer climate. That'll be nice. But yeah, to be there and to meet some people and stuff, it should be a great time. Looking forward to it. Very excited.
Yep. All right. So I just want to go over a couple really quick things with everybody, real quick here on the stream under streaming. The Chone, and give me a second here. Let me get down to the chat. So yesterday. Wow, what a great day we had! Right, what a great trading day. So if we go back up here, the Vamp was in this TRX trade. I was in this TRX BTC trade. Right, I thought I was gonna get stomped out on. I'm like, oh my god, this is so bearish. I'm like, I'm gonna get wrecked. My TRX trade is barely hanging on, right? I'd pulled a long trade back here, right? I got a long trade on TRX, and I was just like, oh, I'm going to get wrecked. So I said I was barely hanging on, and then I really started to bid. I'm like, and then I got real mad, and I'm like, damn, Asians need to freaking wake up. So the TRX long on TRX USD was great, and here I am saying the TRX BTC sucked, right? I said, right idea, wrong trade, WTF, right? And here I am complaining I need the damn Asians to wake up and get off their butt, right? And then all of a sudden, whew, look at that humdinger right there. What a candle. What a moony candle. Right now, I did jump out at the bottom of this trend line right here. Right, I jumped out at the bottom of the trend line, but this thing just kept going. It ran all the way up to the second trend line, all the way up top. Look at that. Now, I got out right at the bottom. I set my stop loss real tight. I just let it take me out of the trade, and then I got worked right out of that trade pretty quick. But was a really good trade. Then I had a second good trade yesterday on SV. Where's BCH? So I went into a long trade on SV, and we were waiting to get in. We were counting this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out yesterday. I got in. I got a pretty big in. I got a really big in. Had a huge trade, and my stop loss got wrecked. I was so pissed, right? Look at the moon on this thing, right? So we were watching this, and we literally entered right at the bottom. I entered right at the bottom there, and then it just mooned up, and I was like celebrating. I was like, yeah. And then I went to look at it, and I was in tears, man. Oh, literally $3,000 trade right down the damn drain. I was so upset. I was so upset yesterday, dude. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so it was really, had a good day yesterday, made some nice little moolah. So today was, yesterday was a really good day. Today, I did pick up a short position up here, so I did pick up a short position, and I was playing this as a short scalp. I did put that in the channel also, so I did put a short scalp in there. A lot of people were like, "Why are you doing that, Vamp?" And I was like, "Well, because it's gonna retrace a little bit, right?" We had too much of a run right here, peoples. Too much of a run. We needed a little bit of break, and I swear to God, I'm looking at Chone's chart right now, going, "Wow, great." So listen. I'm going to let you guys, don't say anything, Chone, okay? Let everybody out in the audience, what do you see when you see this chart really quick here? What do you see right here? It's blaringly just staring me in the face right now. What do you guys see? What pattern is this? Anybody? Anybody see this pattern right here? Chone, what do you see right there, buddy?
Man and woman.
I see it. I see a head and shoulders.
No, I mean, there's a lot of patterns. There's everything from this kind of
head and shoulders. That's right. I see a head and shoulders right there, and I'm sure he's going to draw it out for us.
I see
the bottom. I was looking at the top.
That created us our bounce, and then obviously I have this. It
looks like a Brazilian butt lift right there, buddy.
Customer service.
Hey, that's hilarious. He said it looks like a camel. Draw the camel. Finish the camel. That is hilarious. It does look like a camel. Very good, dude. That is hilarious. Taylor, but seriously, that is one huge schlong, buddy. That is one big one. Go ahead.
But yeah, we have this. I mean, honestly, this is kind of a triple bottom. We have this, and these. I'm on the hourly here, and these candles here. The market had 3 opportunities to buy under, let's just call it, $3,600, maybe even 4 opportunities there. And it held and it put into higher lows. And then there we go. And then now, yes, we have the neighbor's head. Well, we have a head and shoulders with a kind of subjective headline here, because we can choose our headline kind of right where we're at right here, or we can go a little bit lower and get a little more of a longer neckline. And like, it's funny, I drew this little box here of support like an hour and a half ago when I was setting this chart up, and we were still like up, I don't know, up here or so, and now we just dropped almost another $70. And this is the line, I think, in terms of the bulls versus bears. We basically rejected very strongly here on November 25th twice, double rejection with these wicks, and then we did another test, got rejected again, and that brought us all the way back down to $3,500. So to retest it here, get initially rejected, and then blast through it, that's got to hold. So 40.50 to, let's just call it 4K even. We'll give it a little bit of, even as low as 39 and change, a quick break. This is the area that has to hold for this to be called consolidation after a nice bullish move and a setup for more bullish continuation. But as you said, this was a 25% move. Obviously, this needed to kind of chill for a while and pull back. And that's where we're at. And I'm not surprised we rejected here. Just the last little kind of obvious rejection line is our diagonal here that was started here at $6,300. We tapped it here at $5,600. And our rejection of it right here is kind of on the penny. Right here where we rejected here at $4,300. So this line, this angle of defiance for the bulls to break through is holding and continues to hold. Now, a break of this would be my first real notable thing that, okay, that was a big line of resistance. Maybe we back test it, but maybe we can use it as support. Until it's broken, the bears definitely still have control.
Yes, nice. Good. Yeah, you know what? Listen, so I had a couple long trades yesterday, and those, we kind of had a feeling. Listen, we've been begging for a bounce for how many days now, Chone? How many days have both of us been going WTF?
I think when the RSI hit like single digits, we were assuming something was going to happen, and that took like 5 days. Like, that's impressive. We had to do this kind of stupid on the daily, at least. This kind of a little elongated, but now you see it inverse head and shoulder. That brought us back over 30, closed above 30. And I was saying anything under 30 on the RSI is kind of irrelevant because it's so unprecedented. Because we're just never here on the daily. We've always found support every time we've gotten close. So this was just unprecedented. So now that we're back above, it's so important for that 30 to hold this time.
Yeah, another fall out of that 30 would be detrimental. I think I'm still 50-50 on. I think we're just in a wave 4 and looking for a wave 5 of our C wave still. I'm still 50-50 on this. Actually, I'm probably 60-40 to the bull side right here. That we haven't completed a wave 5. What do you think about that? Can you count that? Try to count that C wave for me.
Well, let's do this. All right, hold on. Let me clean up a little bit here. But what to kind of piggyback on that, you have to ask yourself, what is that move that will tell the bulls, it's just not happening, and we're going lower. So where is that rejection that has to be definitive, on the way up? And I mean, do we hit it? I don't think so. I think there's enough reason for the bulls to consolidate and try one more time, to push higher. Now I don't know let me go to my, you think, where am I here? So are we still thinking it's something
no,
like
no. I'm looking. Well, that for sure. I still think we're 1, 2, 3, 4. That's completely. I still think we're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down.
But are we in this 4 still?
I'm saying we're still in the 4 right there.
And that if this is the count, then we can go literally as high as
50. Well, you can get all the way up there past that wick too. Yeah, up there.
52. And here's the thing: 1 to 2 was really short, so 3 to 4 can be pretty long. That happens a lot. And then so that's the thing. That's why there's a reason for a sense that the bulls can keep hanging on here as long as 4K holds. Find support. Now they're finding support over exponential resistance here. Can't get over the EMA 55 on the 4-hour yet. And the volume's not terrible. There's some bottom feeders here. And the shorts aren't really high enough to kind of liquidate them just yet either. They didn't really, even with this push here, I mean, this was a decent push. They didn't really capitulate too much on this move here.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's take a look, and I'm gonna buzz into one of my charts real quick. So let's see if I can pull this baby. So here was, I've been looking for the last couple of days, and this was my original chart. So I had this as a flag. I had as a wedge. I had this as a bearish wedge. I had a lot of bearish things on here, right? And I just knew that this was turning into an A, B, C, D, E here. I'm having a really hard time. I just can't see this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulsive wave up. I can't see this as an impulsive wave up because I can so easily count this as an A, B, C, right? That takes you up to there. And then you pretty much got an A, B, C, super easy A, B, C count to the downside. And then you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. And I still think we're going a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Now, if this does drop lower and just test this wedge down here and bounce off the wedge, it's just going to throw us in a flag. And a flag is not what we want. Once again, we do not want to get into a flag because that flagpole is going to start way up here, and come way down to here. So you're going to have this is your flagpole. You're going to be looking for the inverse relationship of that drop to the bottom. Okay, so we got to be very careful of this, watching as we put this in. And now what's going to happen when we find the bottom here, it's very simple. Once we do find the bottom, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take this little thingy-mabobber right here and I'm just going to kind of just wedge it up wherever it is. If we come here, I'm going to wedge it like this, and we're just going to turn ourselves into a rising wedge at that point, okay? So you're just going to go from a flag pattern to a rising wedge, and then we're just going to have to keep an eye on the rising wedge as this thing moons up. Now, you're going to have to use this top line as your top line resistance point right here. So I think we have a limited way to go. Move sideways for a little while, move down a little bit, and then take our time and move up. Maybe even a couple nice little candles to get up here. Now, we can also do a truncated wave 5. So we can fall down here, come up, tap the bottom, or we can fall down, come up, and not quite make it, and then fall out again. I think a lot of what's that's going on right now is I want you to really take a look at my little guys at the bottom over here, right? So you see my little wheelchair guys at the bottom right here? So these are my little wheelchair duties. So you can see the clear downtrend of volume. So our volume, this is a 4-hour volume profile. You see the volume has been continuing to drag down to the downside. Even though the price action went up. I mean, we had a price action up here, price action up here. So the entirety of this wave should have been, right? The entirety of this wave would look like this. Okay, would look like this. This would be the entirety of this wave right here, a move up. While the volume was moving down, it's this whole pattern needs to be tied together. And the descending volume with the rising price, to me, is very bearish. I would want to see, like I would have wanted to see right here, a follow-up candle that would have been, okay, we reset here. Now this next candle would have been a bullish candle that has to top both of these candles. If we put in some more bullish candles and they remain low or in the same range here, right, I'm just going to be watching for this baby just to fall out. Super easy. I'll be opening up more shorts up here, looking for this to fall to the downside. Now, this is on the micro timeline. Let's go over. Chona's got his BB chart up. Let's see what he's got over there.
Yeah, I just scrolling through the different time frames. The 4-hour, it did on the 7 and 8 count. There, clear.
Just say it was tight, but say it slow, Daddy. Say it slow. It was so tight.
So tight and bearish. But clear, tweezer top here. Finished the 9 on the 12. On the 4-hour. And just on the inverse of that, just a really nice 9 here, bottom on the 12-hour. That kind of was another, we're getting close to some sort of a turnaround here.
Go to the daily. Go to the daily too.
Well, so the daily, we've been bleeding out for forever here. And it's, I'm on Phoenix. I didn't want to be on Phoenix because it was actually, there we go. Yeah, there's the bleed out on Coinbase here. It took us forever to start a new count. And listen, this is our first green one in quite a while.
Thank God.
So I know, right? That's notable. Now, our daily Bollingers, we remember how tight we were, like unprecedentedly tight. Now we're quite wide. And what's striking is I actually have to go to our weekly, and the fact that we are still outside our weekly Bollinger. Normally, when this happens, you come back, you hit the upper BB as resistance initially, you get rejected, come back a little bit. Maybe the next candle you go in. We've yet to touch it yet. So either the tightness of the Bollingers has allowed this spread to continue into this week, but it's quite notable that on the weekly we are still outside and still on a red count here. On a 3, that could we could be on a red count for quite a while just because of our spacing now, at least on the weekly.
Yeah. All right. Thoughts on the weekly tweezers? Brian's asking.
Yeah, this was clear on Monday because we were back down here retesting our 3450 area, and because of that because we closed our week with this last day of bullishness that gave us this wick here, 34 to 39. I mean, that's a $500 wick. That's notable. So by apping on Monday, the day after, to get down there again and hold, then any kind of bullishness back up would put these nice tweezers in. Now, we've done this before. I put just real quick here. I put this little tweet out earlier in the day about a couple, interesting combo patterns we can see of a bottom tweezer. This was a triple, double, double, and all these basically had a nice bullish run over the next couple weeks. Obviously, ending in a dramatic stomp out and a very volatile pullback. And in most of the cases here, putting in a lower low, more or less. So tweezer is notable, and it could end up adding another week, 2 or 3 weeks potentially of other sideways to bullish price action. But so far, that shows us that it always ends in a violent rejection and pullback. And remember, we got 4 more days left of the week. So far, it's looking decent tweezer-ish. The higher our body green can be, the better looking it's going to get. If it's a tight closing body, we get to Sunday and we got, a little body, we're barely holding green, it becomes less of a tweezer feel to me, I think. So the better looking our body gets in all life circumstances, not just candles, the more interesting, the more attention it will get.
Yes, no, looking good. All right, so I also think the tweezers. I also watch out on this pattern right here. I'm going to bring up actually pull up your monthly for us, will you?
Mm-hmm.
Pull up your monthly. I want to take a look at your monthly real quick. Go ahead. I just want to see we're coming to a close on the month.
So we got 2 days, November, April, and May, 30. Hold on, 80 days in November, April, November. Yeah. So we got 2.5 more days left. Again, here's our $600 wick. We're on a red 4 monthly, and the pattern of finding the middle Bollinger as support, rejection, close under it, and then the massive rejection has been consistent. And listen, we have now risen our lower BB on our monthly from the negative, and we're now at $300. Woohoo!
Yes.
And
yes,
I know, right? So we have on a very long time frame here, very historic support. And just for S's and giggles here, we have. I think this is kind of interesting. If you look at our VPVR on our monthly, and you see kind of right now where we have found support, it's at the bottom of this decent volume profile in the 3.5 to 4.2 range here. Now, a little bit of that is this new money flow, and a little bit of that is this old money we had back here in August, September of 17. But it's notable that that's where it's found support. But what happens is a break of that, and we fall right down to $2,700, I think.
Yeah, no, pretty ugly. All right, so listen, I over here on the chart, I said bullish MA crossing. This will act as support. We came down perfectly on the bullish MA crossing. We did have a bull cross, so look at right here. We did get a bullish cross right there. This is helping us to get this little lift out of here. Let's see if it's enough to send us off. 50-50, I think a rejection retest, and then we might retest down one more time. Because we got the consolidated band of resistance above us. Let's see what happens. It still looks very head and shouldersy to me. I could still see this dropping down. Now, I do have a whole bunch of new charts, okay? So I have some new indicators I'm going to share with everybody today. I'm pretty excited about it. I was up burning the candle at both ends last night trying to figure this all out. And as we were dropping, here is my new chart, and I'm going to give a shout out to the guy that created it. This guy, this is his indicator. His name is Tussin Picks. Okay, got that Tussin Picks. This guy has this new, it's the Gaussian trend line right here. So this is a Gaussian trend line. Very, very impressive. And what I've done is I did find somebody who was using it. I wanted to incorporate it into my own TA. So I added the VPVR on this thing also. And then this is pretty magical. This thing is unbelievably accurate on showing where you'd like to get supports and resistances here. So you take a look, this is the L2 line. So this is the L1, L2. This is your mean line, H1, H2. So this is your low 2. Look at how well this just held this band. Look at how well the top band worked to consolidate this price in. Now the bottom of this is all the way down here at 2350-ish. Right, where you see this big consolidation zone of price action on the VPVR. Now I want to show you how really interesting and accurate this damn thing is, right? So here is the 12-hour, right? Take a look at the 12-hour and how well this thing works, right? It holds the line of this 12-hour right here, keeps it inside of the mean. Now the price does like to go back to the mean. It loves to be back in the mean. Now look at the mean here on the 12-hour. The mean on the 12-hour is absolutely plummeting. All right, and I said I marked this green zone as a top zone because you have your L2. This is your L1. Your L1 is dropping down. Now we came up here and tagged this perfectly. Look, we retraced right back up to it. We got knocked out. Look at how this correlates also. This mean, the Gaussian also correlates with the fibs. So as this Gaussian line was coming down, it ran into our 236. So you had the price and the L2 all crashed together, caused a rejection. I was looking for rejection. I said this needs to break the vamp fib here. I put this over in the members area. And then on the 4-hour, look at this beauty here, right? Just beautiful how it holds. L2 holds perfectly, right? Falls out. L1 holds perfectly. L2 comes up. L1 holds as resistance. L2 again. L1 and then buy play, and then it finally breaks out and it goes back up and it tests the mean again. So we're back to the mean on the 4-hour, right? It's getting rejected by the mean. Now the same thing, your H1 is up here at 4,600. So if we do break, I would be looking for 4,600 as my top zone here with the 382. But we are still in this 236 area under the 236. If we break out, this will definitely break out to the low side. So your low side testing down here, you're going to come back down here and test L1 again. L1 is going to be about 3,400. If it does fall out all the way, you can see where L2 is. L2 is down here at 3,100. So we can actually, very impressed with this. This is my new toy. I feel so proud. I'm like that dad who brought the Corvette home. I can troll through trailer parks right now, picking up all the hotties, right? Once again, shout out to Tussin Picks, like Tussin, like Robitussin. Great job, great indicator. Next, I've got I added the this is the Mayor. What the hell is this thing called? The Mayor Multiple. So I added the Mayor Multiple on here. This thing has done a great job of helping us find the bottom. So this thing has actually found the bottom previously, and there it is. So this is just another tool I have that's helping me find the bottom. And one of the things I was doing is, look, I'm correlating. You see the little shadow box right here? I'm correlating now. This is now. Okay, and this is the last 2 times we had these dropouts. And then you also remember on the weekly, you also go back and you're also the biggest warning I can give to all of you right now. The biggest look the F out warning is the death cross on the weekly that's sitting above us. Okay, we had that death cross right in here, I think. This is where that death cross was. I think it was right here. No, it's right here. It's right before Baby Bull Jesus. This is where we had that death cross. And this was the similar fall we're having right now. So if you zoom in here, you see the little wick action, right? And then there's a wick, and then there's a wick. I can spread this out. See, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 as you march up there. And then you get this fall out. This bear cross is right here on the weekly. It's right here on the weekly. We just had it. Now, when we had the bear cross, we fell down, and I'm not sure where we retraced. So you can see here on the Gaussian, on the Meyer, we bounced right off the purple zone, just like we did right now. We just bounced off the purple zone, and this bounce was between the 236 and the 382 in height. And then you had the very last fall, and guess what? You found Baby Bull Jesus! Yes! Yes, mothers all over the world rejoice. Your sons, yes, they will no longer be living in strip joints and sifters and going out with dating precarious models. They're going to get a real hot mom, and they're going to date a hot mom. She's going to have a bunch of hot kids. It's going to be great, right? This is amazing. Look at this baby fall all the way out here, and this is where we found Baby Bull Jesus, right? Strippers all over the world rejoiced because this is when the real money was made, and they had all the guys coming in and just flashing cash, making it rain right here. This is when the rain started. This is a beautiful time if you're an exotic dancer in the world somewhere, right? So now let's move along. This is my Meyer. So I now know where the low was. This is where this low Baby Bull Jesus had to get all the way down here. And you know what I love about this guy over here? He's always got a chart that outdoes my chart, and it's much prettier than mine. You see this damn thing? See this? Look, I bring up a new chart. He gets something like frickin' Andy Warhol-ish, okay? Can't live with. Seriously, you're killing me, Joan. Go for it. Joan.
Oh, you're right, sorry. Yeah, no, just playing around with a little.
Always gotta outdo me with the pretty charts.
Little fib circle here. I mean,
the other day somebody said, you know what? I was doing the show alone. They're like, you should ask Chart. You should ask Chon on the show. His charts are cleaner. Oh. Too soon, man. Too soon.
Well, I mean, I'm still having a problem trying to figure out like why we've stopped where the area that we have, and it keeps on it just feels like you're right. Like part of me wants to feel like we're getting closer to a bottom only because of our volume profile of similarities to where we had peaked, and this was our bull ending volume here we had in December. We see how high our this is our daily volume bars got. Our capitulation volume here, our February dump, and then the big buy that came in. And we have a sense of what kind of in this modern Bitcoin supply, what these major moments in Bitcoin price action volume profiles look like. Now, this candle, a couple of days back, and this cluster since is getting there. We're getting closer to that real volatile volume where people are like on the edge of, if you're holding, long-term historic Bitcoin, and we saw that with all those transfers over the past couple of weeks to the exchanges. They were clearly taking all their coin out of hard wallets to get them to exchanges to convert them to fiat in anticipation of this break of 6K. So we're getting closer to that volume profile that suggests something similar to that, real capitulation bottom. And I don't know if we're ready yet. I just feel like now that we've found this stability, is the market
bounce around a little bit. Yeah. Reset. Well, for sure, indicators on the monthly are still disgusting. Just
We're
so
really
low.
high. I look at it almost in a counter trend. So, like, all right, our weekly RSI is just like wow, super low. Okay, but we
Look
found
at the
support
monthly. The monthly's the same, if not worse.
on 30 a monthly. Well, this is hold on. Let me go to stamp, which gives us more history here. Where's stamp?
It's
There it
gonna
is.
stay the same thing.
There we go. So
Oh, yeah. Look, you haven't reached the bottom on stamp.
we haven't reached the bottom. There is
Mm.
precedent. Oh, look, I have art. There is precedent to get down to 44, and we're at 40. Well, actually, we're basically here because we were probably a little lower a day or two ago. So we're in the zone.
Yes, yes. The
We're in the
zone.
historic
Support zone.
zone,
Yep.
historic support zone, corresponding with our 2014, 2015 bear market. Uh, and listen, when we had our 2014, 2015, because this was our low, January of 15, right at a 43 RSI. We had a nice bump here, and then put in higher lows on the RSI ever since then until our real breakout there. So we're getting closer, but that doesn't necessarily mean we can't put in a lower low this time.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
and
just
we are putting in
because.
newer lower lows. The WMA put in a lower
Yeah,
low.
right. And the RSI on the lower time frames. And
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
again, here's our Stoke, still nothing yet, still super down angle, super down angle. Um, Different pattern than the last time. And the last time, remember, we had over a year and a half, 500 plus bars of this super sub, let's just call it under 10, you know, on
Mm.
the stochastic here. And this time around, and this is what's kind of scary. We're only like halfway through it, maybe.
Mm.
So there's precedent that tells us we can be in these low ranging. Now, ranging can still mean 3,500 to
Mm.
45, maybe even 5K
Still
for
making money.
several for
Plenty of
several
money.
months. And
Mm.
stability in Bitcoin has shown that alts, irrespective of their own charts, can do quite well, and there's definitely money to be made. Monthly MACD is just horrible still.
Yeah, was so
Histogram,
far to
no
go. So
no
far to
change,
go.
and it's went so high. So that's what's really scary. This thing can come back down, scoop into the negative, right? Do a couple loop-de-loos, and then
Uh,
come back. I mean, it's just still so high there, and CMF monthly again, still relatively speaking. Here's our bottom area here. We're still in the positive even after all this. We're still in the positive. So there's room to fall on so many of our longer term indicators. Short term oversold conditions still are those areas where we can find some stability. And I got this bedrock here. We talked about this on our last show about how log scale shows it better there. How this is the area. I mean, it just the VPVR, it speaks volumes about here's the history of Bitcoin, and it's the long term support is about a little over a K, a little over $1,000 somewhere in this area, and all of this because we've broken down. I still feel can be tested. There's a reason that 23 to 3K could be the bottom, but there's also a reason where it could even fall another 50% from 3K to get us to, $12 to $1,500, which would completely reset all these huge green bullish monthly candles that really started going after we broke through $1,300. And for longer term, I mean, if we got down here, that'd be amazing because that would tell the market, hey, we did it. We had a complete reset.
yeah.
We've
Time to
refound
go.
our
Time to
stability, and
go.
now we can really start to rocket into a new bull market. And listen, this is Bitcoin's history. It only goes up. You just have to keep your time horizons in perspective.
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. All right, so let's show over here. Daddy Vamp's got another brand new chart. I have now mastered the NVT chart, which I'm excited to say. So I finally mastered the NVT chart. Did a lot of research, spent a lot of time on this chart, and here's what I found. There was baby bull Jesus all the way down here. There was the very first baby bull Jesus. So we have a little bitty, teeny tiny baby bull Jesus. He came way back over here in 2013. So this is our very first little baby bull Jesus here. Then we had the big baby bull Jesus was born right here. And then we had the loop-de-loo. Look at this beautiful run. Now, here is the issue. We have come down onto support. So you see, last time we had the bear market here. Look at this. Last time we had the bear market. Now, we had the fall and we broke below this median line. You see this median line right here? So we broke lower than this median line, okay? So here's the good news, here's the bad news, okay? So what Chon was just talking about, how he said, oh, we can fall way down here, right? We have yet to put in a second, right? We haven't put in this second, where is baby bull Jesus area over here, okay? So we put in the first one, right? There's the first one. So we put in the very first dip. See, here's our first dip. See how the first dip corresponds with this first dip. Then you go running out of it. Here it goes. You go running out of it like crazy. And then it comes. As soon as you break this line right here, as soon as you penetrate this last line, this support and resistance line, right? You're on the way to baby bull Jesus. And literally, he's days away, right? From the first test to when they found baby bull Jesus, it was 100 days. That's not much. That's 3 months, right? That's 3 months to find baby bull Jesus. Now we've come down here and we've just barely missed this support right here. Barely missed it, bounced off. But you see, you had to get a second tap on it before you could get this steady climb and rise. And this is exactly the point Chon was making. He said once you reset completely, it's just all it is, you just buy and hold and it just goes up forever, right? It's just beautiful. I think we'll get the same thing. It might take a year and it might be a steady climb, but hey, we'll live it, we'll love it, and we'll make money on it. So, but we still, now in order for the NVT chart to reset, it needs to come down here and, all right, it needs to break 51. It needs to come all the way down here and break 51. When you break 51, this is where baby bull Jesus is waiting, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't have a whole bunch of bounces on the way, right? Look at these bounces, right? Look at the bounce, 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 bounce. You get all these really nice, these are really nice bounces in here that happen in this 100 days right here. So you can get a bunch of really beautiful bounces out of here. Just like we got this bounce off the support line, these would be huge. I know they don't look like much here on the chart right here, but if you zoom these in, look at these swings. These are some really, look at that. That's, woo, that's easy money. I like it. Right? Vamp likeys. I like that kind of making that kind of money. But here we are today. Now you can see every time the MVT chart broke this 51 area, it was primed for a reset, right? Boom, bounced out. Boom, bounced out. Just bounced on the bottom support, right? Here you go. There's baby bull Jesus. Then this was a second low test. This got really low. This was a very critical place for the market. I don't know what happened here, but this could have gone either way very simply. This could have also broken down. It tested and reset, and then it ran to the moon. You see also how simply every single time this thing just reset. Look, it called that bottom wick perfect. Everything out here has just been, unfortunately, into the red zone, begging for a short. All this red area has just been screaming, short me, short me, short me. And then, now, here's the good part. We literally felt all this way, people, in less than a week. We put in this whole giant dump in less than a week. Okay? So, this can happen really, really fast. Right? We can get out of this quicker than you think. All right, we can get out of this puppy super quick because you can just get one more bam, right? And then we'll hit the bottom down here. We'll break 51, we'll between 51 and 36, get in here, and then we can be just, I mean, I'll be buying, I'll be scooping up. Once we get down in this area, I will be accumulating. Okay, and we're going to take a look at Stoke. Chon's got the weekly Stoke up. Go for it, Chon. You're on mute. Can't hear you. Hello? He said, we can't hear you. Hey, can't hear you. Send naked pics. Nope. Many chickens does it take? How many chickens does it take to smell farmer's butt? Right? We can't hear you. We lost him. We lost the Chone man. What do you call a fake noodle? Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. That's, all right, he's rebooting over there. We're going to let him get booted back up. We're going to go along with our next chart. Let's just scoot along here, people. All right, so I then created a VPR via daily chart. You see we came bounced right back into this strong support and resistance area, and we are testing it the next level up. Coincidentally, 4,600, right, which is definitely a topside target here. Yeah, let's mark that topside target. While Chone kicks out the strippers, whoever just sat on his microphone. I was having a real issue. I still have not figured out this count. I can count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can also count this 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5 wave. I'm having a doozy with this one right here. I haven't been able to figure this sucker out. We did come all the way up. Take a look. We came all the way up into this top area right here. Hit our... Oh, he's back.
Hey,
He's back. There you go.
Hold on,
Screen share
right here. This here. Oh, he's back. I don't know. It should have totally worked.
We can hear you. We can. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Back up. Let me just finish this one up. So,
sure.
You can see we've gone into the head and shoulders pattern here. We hit. Look at how perfectly we wicked on this resistance level, right? Heavy resistance areas. I didn't have it down here. I had it up here. So this is the heavy resistance areas as we're climbing up here. Very coincidentally, 46.28 still can fall down, then come back up. This still looks like a head and shoulders to me. Probably retrace, catch something, and then come back up here. So this is what I'm kind of looking for on there. And go for it, Chone.
Yeah, just real quick here. Weekly stochastic, the last 3 times we had our bottomings, both our indicators had to come down to this 0 line, or at least, let's say, under 5. And our leading indicator, our blue one here, is getting there now, you know? So this is just one more sign that we're not there yet in terms of our bottoming area, but we're getting very close. And until we get both of our indicators down in the sub 5 area on our weekly, which could take another week or 2 weeks even, and then even when we're down there, we can swing around and do a bounce and kind of bounce around there. This takes time, but we see what a really bigger move can look like, this one as well. So waiting to get both of these guys down here in our, sub 5 area as well, until that could, denote some sort of an interesting bottoming there. And then again, our weekly MACD also looks just as horrible. Similar to the monthly, we had a shot. We actually crossed bullishly here, both of the indicators, but it wasn't strong, and this was a very vicious and strong bearish recross that happened with a continuation now of bearish histograms. So we're finding a little bit here, a little bit there, just because we've been able to stabilize on lower time frames, but higher time frames still show a very bearish scenario. And then it's real quick to our longs and shorts. Our shorts are, pulling back a little bit, but still ranging higher and still getting ever so closer to our all-time high zone. And longs are also kind of in this channel ranging higher, but definitely finding strong resistance and not as strong as they were. And after they got their hand slap from kind of buying down into this dip and then having to buy lower, then finally they had to get liquidated there. So both are still kind of rising up, and I don't see
God.
anyone is really out of whack just yet.
Yeah. God, you know what? And it's funny because we never really talked about how many people got liquidated on that fall. It was pretty brutal.
Of the longs,
Yeah, the longs got
yeah,
liquidated. How many? There was a lot
yeah,
of people long up there at 64, 6,500. A lot of people.
and they were buying into the 5,000s too.
Yeah, I know. We have a guy who's trapped at 5K. So
So
I got a guy who's like, I left. I bought it 5K. I'm like, why did you buy? I know. I'm like, didn't get that from me. I'm like, I don't
that was a
know.
meme out there where 5K, oh, it's psychological resistance. Well, no, it wasn't. We blew through it like nothing. So 5K, 5,200 was something for a little bit, and then 4,200 was something for a little bit. Everything in between that is kind of air.
Five minus nine. There you go. That's something to meme. Four. All right. All right. So we had a question. Was I have a really quick here. I'm gonna.
Mhm.
So Brian says, where do I find the NVT? It's right here. NVT signal. I used glider funds. Right. The other one, the Gaussian trend line though, is a paid script. So I actually had to pay for it. So it's right there. It's called Gauss trend line, and I got it from Tussin Picks. Great. I seriously, one of my new fave indicators. I'm loving it. It was cheap. It was 0.03 Bitcoin for it. I sent it to him right away. I'm like, you got to show me it works. Hey, Woodsman, how you doing? All right, so we're gonna cruise along right here. Chon, you got anything else? Otherwise, I'm gonna throw a couple charts up.
Just something of note, Bitcoin went 25%, Litecoin went 36%, Ethereum went 28%. So,
Seriously, Ethereum was a fucking dog.
yeah,
I don't know how, dude. Seriously, I'm questioning that run on Ethereum because it was by far the laggard
it
of
was, but
everybody.
98 was a historical support, and it hit it right on the dime.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'm just saying that the bounce on ETH
yeah.
was kind of just so weak. Litecoin's
Well,
was beautiful. Litecoin had a great bounce, right? I
Litecoin
liked
had a great
Litecoin's
bounce,
bounce.
and that tells me something. That tells me that Litecoin's getting closer.
Litecoin
Um,
leads the way.
it does. It's been more bearish. It had a better chance to bounce bullish because it was a little more oversold. I mean, we were at $50. We went to $25. So when Bitcoin dropped 40%, Litecoin dropped closer to 50%. So that was kind of that makeup difference on this bullish pop here of Litecoin. Um, it's one of those higher risk, higher reward things. If you were holding all the way down, you got hurt more. But I mean, it was crazy to see it, sub 30 for several days there, and not be surprised that we were able to burst back into these 30s here.
A
So
whole $3.
I know, right? Well, but it's funny.
Hey,
Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot. You know.
listen, 100 Litecoin used to be $40,000.
God
Uh,
damn.
which is just amazing. So 40,000 now, 100 Litecoin is around. Well, it was $2,600. Now it's $3,300. But you get the
Golly.
point that we've come back so much here, and this is just an
Seriously,
example of
no
Bitcoin.
homo, but I would probably give Charlie Lee a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek if I ever saw him. Okay, high five to that guy.
Well, and okay, well, let's just end on that then. Then with Litecoin, then his thing was about, hey guys, just to let you know, Litecoin once went to $40 and then came back to $4 and had a 90 what five
Nine.
percent
That's right. That's exactly what he
retrace,
said. That's exactly what he said. Yeah.
and that was when Litecoin was still over $200. So we hit 420 ish on Litecoin. We're down here to 33. We're about 92%. So we're within a couple percent of Litecoin's all time pullback.
Retrace.
Now
Yeah.
retrace. Now let's be real here. I mean, this was the one of the biggest parabolic moves of all of them. So even though it's a 92% pullback, Litecoin had no reason going up. Well, it did. It went up, this amazing percentile, 10,000% really. I mean, it was $4, and then it went from $4 to 400. So it was it was a 100 bagger basically. So we come back 92%, and I mean, there's an argument where is this scooping up period? Even if you're scooping up a couple, see how it goes, hold them up. Maybe if it drops back into the low 20s, scoop up some more. I mean, are we getting into that area on some of these alts where it's a value? Or you think about if that's the case, maybe it's a possibility, but then you're like, well, wait a minute here. If Bitcoin could still drop another 50%, what the hell is that going to do to everything
Yeah,
still,
yeah. Well, it's, I think I'd like to see what stabilizes because some coins just might stabilize. It seems like even though Bitcoin has fallen a traumatic amount from the
Mhm.
6,400 range, I feel the alts have actually done a pretty good job holding up.
Some have, yes, for sure. Some are showing their true colors and just
Oh, yeah,
falling
just
into abyss of
abyss.
despair.
That's right.
I mean,
Beyond.
beyond
To
like, all right.
infinity and beyond.
And listen, that just has to happen. This is a war of attrition. This has to happen. But you're right. Well, I mean, it's so hard to judge value though, because where we see stability in the BTC pairing, but we see negative in the USD pairing. It's hard to say, oh, is this a good value here, even if the USD is less and the BTC is, let's just say, holding up better. And that only works if Bitcoin can stay bullish, or at least stay stable with a chance of bullishness, I guess.
Yeah. So they said that Charlie said 90%. He said they should get down to $20. That Charlie said it'll go all the way down to $20.
Yeah, he
Which,
did. And
yeah,
listen, we were at $25. I mean, so we're only talking about if
five
Litecoin is
bucks.
is kind of do a Marius at some point. Then what's the difference between $25 and $35?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Actually, that's a nice come up. If you picked up a bunch of them, went up $10, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
And
You got anything else? What do you got over there? Let me.
no, that's basically the only thing of other
Oh,
interest is
oh,
just
oh,
the coin
yes, yes. Coin Market Cap. Go for it.
market cap. Listen, we were down to 120 billion. We rose about 20 billion. We gave back about 5 or 6 of that. Um, that's notable. What is notable, I think, is just I'm not blown away by Bitcoin's current volume. We're getting a couple days where we're in the sixes, the sevens, the fives, and this is telling me we're getting closer to where I want to see it. But we're not there yet. I think we're going to have to get a 10 billion volume day at some point to really kind of mark some serious movements. And the fact the market cap, when it blew through 100 billion, it blew through 100 billion. And was down into the 60s before this little pop has brought it back over 70 billion. So just utter capitulation across the board. And ETH is barely holding double digits here in the billions, and there's a really steep fall off after that to Bitcoin crash, and Stellar, EOS, Litecoin, Tether, and Bitcoin shit version is number 9, and Cardano for some reason is still in the top 10. And there's Tron, there's your moneymaker at number 12.
Oh,
So,
nice. Yep.
but it's like, is Dash? I mean, do even these next? I mean, the valuation of $1 billion, like even that still is that still way overpriced, way overpriced, or are we getting down to a more valuation period? Another thing you gotta keep an eye on is circulating supply in terms of valuations here. Like some of these coins have Stellar's got 20 billion coin out there. Ripple's got 40 billion out there with a 60 billion like behind. Cardano 25 billion, Tron 65 billion. These are large. That's why these are always going to be in the pennies. At least they should be in the pennies. Just because of just the massive amount of quantity and supply are out there of these coins. At least until there can be another bull market that can push these back into those, inflated valuations, dare I say. And
Yeah.
just we can see the trends here of these little, just we bought them, we coming up. Now we see all these have a little pullback, 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 pullback. So this is also telling us that Bitcoin is still running the show because Bitcoin dominance has been at 53.5%, give or take a percent, like this entire run. So it's across the board. When everything falls in tandem, this more or less stays the same, and that's what it's been doing.
I'd like to, eventually I want to go back and see how we've. I'd like to see the how the market cap was back earlier. I know we didn't have as many tokens on the market, so I wonder where we were back in the day. How high Bitcoin's, during the last bottom, when we hit the last bottom, where
Yeah.
it was probably 60%, right? Or
You
higher.
mean the October? You mean the bottom
Yeah, the
back in
bottom of back in
2014?
2014, 2015.
So that was right. It was Jan.
April maybe. I think it might have been
No, it
April.
was it was January of 15 was the bottom.
Where's baby
That was
Bitcoin?
that was right around five. Yeah, about five. I was four and a
Baby,
half
yep,
billion.
January 11th. Yep.
Yeah, so four and a
So
half.
what was the percentage though of total? You know what I'm saying? My question was, what was the? What was it? 60% of total market cap was Bitcoin.
Was Bitcoin. So what was the dominance then?
Yeah. What was the dominance then?
Right there. So 84,
Yeah. See. Woo.
78, 78. But here's the thing. That was its low. So that's a tough one because you're right. Altcoin, what inflation, like Bitcoin's history was about 80% dominance up until the altcoins and the ICOs started hitting the market. And
Yeah.
then it got just cut in half. And ever since then, it's been between 30 and 50. This has to rise. That's why I do agree that Bitcoin dominance
Yep.
has to rise to mark that next reckoning and that next bottoming, or at least a way that shows that the alts have really just been cleared out. It's interesting. But over time, I mean, it's possible that Bitcoin dominance it's kind of ebb and flow. It has ebbs and flows. But there's a good chance it could, over long term, get lower if other coins are able to really establish themselves and
Yeah.
make a case of value, I guess.
Nice. Crypto Nice says, "Hey, buddy, I see there's sign that we hit the bottom." He sent us a message in Discord. He says he sees. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. Nah. Yep. There. There it is. There's the message. I
Oh, the
love
giant.
it.
Yeah,
The
I saw that.
That's hilarious. Oh God, I loved it. That was great. So that was good. I loved it. All right, everybody. So we're gonna move along. Let me bring up just a few more charts here. I'll kind of buzz along. Yeah, blah. Yeah, blah. Yeah, I hit where I thought it was gonna hit. Ooh, this is interesting. Look at that. All right, so this is very interesting. Right? Look at us. We're coming up to our second trend line right here. So we're in our second trend line. This has been held down twice before in this area. Three times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Almost 5 on the bottom side. 1, 2 broke through. This was broke through 3 times. So now we're going to have to watch this because this is definitely another critical point for us. And I can't save it. So Joan is using he's got the Discord taken up right now, so I can't stick things in Discord. So this is very interesting. Let's keep an eye on that. Same thing. Look at how well this works. Man, this has been working over and over and over. Absolutely perfect. We are getting rejected from this area. Another reason I did open up a small short. It's a medium-sized short. It's okay. There that short trade is, so we never made it to the long and short trade line. So you break long and you do get a nice little pop here. You break short, you do get a little pop down. Above is this rejection area box, this blue box up here. We haven't quite made it up into this box yet. So let's blue that up a little bit. There's that blue box. All right, right back up, tested resistance. We're one of these. We're gonna go up here, 4,600 ish, right up here. We're gonna go right up into here. We're gonna test. I think it's either here or here, and then we're gonna fall out. Could just kind of roll up and then fall out. I think it might be a little more violent than that. I'm not looking at a bunch of days sitting up here. I think if we do fall out, it'll be an up and then a violent fall down one more time. I think the longer we move sideways and up, the better it is, the healthier it is. ADX chart, beautiful bounce up the ADX chart. Getting a little recovery action right there. So now I'm going to move this box. We did throw that bottom in right there. Now, I don't usually like to see, I said, hey, what is this? Is this a 1 or a 2? Right? So your 1s, like here you look, you got this wick down here with this nice bottom. Look, we actually have put in a pretty nice little rounded style bottom, I would say, right? Would you say rounded style bottom? I'd say that's, kind of something like this, right? This looks more like a 2 bottom than a 1 bottom. There's a 1 bottom right there, right? These are 1s. Look at the wicks on these 1s. There's a 1, there's a 1. So there's 2 different kinds of bottoms. I think we're putting in a 2 bottom, and I think we can go ahead up and test down. Now, we ran up a long way here, a very, very, very long way. And I want you guys just to look at this very carefully. All right, I'm going to do something for you real quick here. Right? And from there to there, right, is from there to there. Okay, so what do you see? What do you see here, peoples? Right? What is this? Right? What is this? What do you see right here? Right? You had a fall, a 9.5 fall, right? This is a lot of percentages, 236%, 237%, massive fall on the ADX chart, right? You had a 2,000 point dump. 2,000 point dump, okay? Now we just had 700 points going all the way off the bottom there. And we had 9.4% retrace. Okay, it's a box. It is a box, Tex. Tech, thank God you're here to save us. Yes, that is a box. So if you look inside of my box, right? Not that box, this box on the screen, right? If you look inside this box right here, you'll see that we had the equivalent fall to the equivalent rise in the ADX chart. Now this, looking at this, is bearish. This is 100% pure beef, no ground. This is all ground beef, pure A grade quality, bare beef right here. Okay, to get this kind of retrace. So now if you just had even a little retrace down, even if this thing decided, okay, I'm going to do that to there, this retrace right here would be enough for us to fall out and test a brand new low. Okay, so we got to be careful. Now, do I think we're going to test a new low here? No, I think what could happen is we're going to squiggle around up here a little bit, and then we're eventually going to fall out. But look, the hopes and dreams are all resting really on this 4,700 range. We got to get up over 4,700. And truthfully, you cannot even be bearish on this thing until you break back over really where we started to fall from right here. If you can put in this kind of a bottom where this baby comes all the way back up here, you'll put in a beautiful bottom right here. And at the same time, I'll have to say you'll put in one of the nicest recoveries in crypto since way over here in February, right? And I don't think it's fucking happening. We're just going to take that arrow out, okay? So I think we still go up, and then we still retrace down one more time for a little touchy-touchy, a little feely-feely, and then we can see where we go from here. Now, I'm not going to speculate on where this ADX is going to go, but I still think this ADX is going to end up back down in the target area. It doesn't even have to fall all the way down into the target area. It can just drop partially down in the target area. If this did come down and give us a second bottom like this right here on this 2, Right, now look at this. This only fell little ways. This retraced the price almost 100% to a new lower low, right? If we just did this, just a halfway retrace of this, we would fall below the lower low. Look at, see, this is the pattern, up and then down. This is a number two, right? This is the same number two that when you go to the bathroom, you use the big button for, right? You flush the handle one way is for the small number one. You flush it the other way for the big number two. Still, look, my arrow's working out perfectly. I had this down, I had this up, I have this back down. These arrows are absolutely working out. Good genius, right? Good genius. And I still think we're going to come down and target into this box. I am now scared, right? I am scared. Looking at some of my other charts, I'm scared. I'm praying that this holds right here. And if we do get one more fall down, I hope that 2300 is not our bottom, okay? ADX weekly. Now, this is where the great news starts. Look at how close. Even with that pump up, the ADX ran down on the weekly. We are coming down here. We are getting into Baby Bull Jesus area. He's so close. Guys, what's that smell? That's cow poop. I could smell Baby Bull Jesus. He is so close. I mean, that fresh fragrance of baby cow poop. Oh, smells like money. I just want to rub it all over my body, right? The money, not the poop. Okay? So he is close. We're getting a hell of a run back up here on our WMA. We think this thing can probably roll back over. I think we're going to get one more roll back over. We're back up to resistance. You see this support line? It's now been turned into resistance. And then above it, you've got a ton of resistance. I think getting up here would be the 4,600 range. And then we'd roll over one more time. This thing does not like to play nice. This thing likes to roll and roll back on you, right? This is like coming home really drunk one night, not realizing you brought a nice big girl home. She rolls over on you not once, but she rolls over on you twice. You wake up in the morning, your arm's asleep. You think you got to chop it off to get out and escape. We're getting really close here on the historical volatility chart. It's getting close. Chone already went over longs to shorts. Chone already went over the big week, the high week time frames. We did come up here. We broke back through the 786. This was support. It is resistance and support. It's acting as both right now. We'll see if we can get through this, baby. Nothing. Coming back up to retest this trend line. Ooh, look at that. We broke to the top side of the 12-hour on Coinbase. Chone already did this for us. Did you pull this up? Did you see this chart, the Coinbase Bollinger Band chart that we broke on the top side of this thing?
On the middle BB on the 12-hour.
Wait, you see that? We broke through the middle BB? I didn't realize. I thought we got rejected from it. It must have dropped when the 12-hour closed.
So the 6-hour, we were touching the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pretty candle on the top right there.
On the 6-hour, nice rejection there. And that was end to end. I like to see that sometimes too when we go bottom BB, upper BB. So that was notable. And now we're actually holding support on our EMA 26. But yeah, the 12-hour. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah. I mean, everything is showing now that the 6-hour has completed. And I did a tweet on the 4-hour how we went 3 above. Similar to the last time, we broke 3 below, and that actually caused a trend change. So that's why I was expecting once we did 3 candles above, actually intra-candle, this closed below, but it was above it here, that we were going to get some sort of rejection. So as we widen out to higher time frames, yeah, I could honestly see a target of the upper BB on the 1247. But that's going to take some time there. And listen, like, I don't think the market's in any rush. We got so low so fast. You said 2,000 points in like 10 days. And I think it was until when Mel mentioned something about how he feels this is something like the price action we had seen in August, kind of this weak bottoming, and then this slow right here, this slow kind of crawl up. Undecisiveness that just takes forever. And then finally, we begin to move higher. It might be putting in some sort of a similar pattern until we get that firm rejection. So, there's no reason I don't think the bulls have a reason to give up just yet. But the bears can definitely allow them to go up a little higher, and that might even allow the shorts to rise higher, creating a bigger chance for a better bottoming after a strong rejection.
All right, nice. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look over here just real quick. Came back up into the resistance here also on the weekly time frame. Still looking for maybe one more little pickety poke up, hit this trend line, then fall out. Same thing, same chart, same everything. Just the warning here, there's the 100, this is the death cross. Once again, I'm going to keep warning all your asses. I'm going to keep telling you about this thing. Listen, if we break it and this comes back up, this will be absolutely amazing. It will definitely signal a reversal for me if we break this, if we do break the trend on this. Sarah, Ninja says all the women left the stream after the fat joke. Listen, I have never taken home a fat guy and had him spend the night in the bed with me and let him sleep on my arms, so I can't speak to that experience. But I'm sure it happens to all the hot chicks out there who make that bad life choice every once in a while. So for all of us, man, I would like to say super big thank you on that note, right? And listen, please, go check out the man. Go check out the myth. Go check out the legend. Here he is, Mr. Chone, helping us out, doing such a great job. We will be in Vegas. I will be taking lots of pictures when I get him completely blasted out of his mind and get him like 2 or 3 of the ugliest strippers you can find in Vegas to just be crawling all up and down him to make sure they find every single token on him. I'm going to tell him. I'm afraid to tell him. I'm going to be like, I think he has Tron. They're like, oh my God, is it contagious? Or XRP. He might have XRP too. Be careful, right?
He's got the ripple.
That's right. So please go give this gentleman a follow. Look, he's got 28,800 followers. I have pulled ahead. Yes. Yes, I pulled ahead. This is what happens when you buy followers. I think I made one bullish post, and that was it. It was the bullish bounce posts, I think, that did it. I mean, honestly, I think that was what did it. As soon as I started going bullish, like, my Twitter count just, 1,000 people.
Listen, Twitter was always responded to bullish, and then we see that with certain people. But listen, it doesn't mean those are the people you want to really listen to. I think you need a wide perspective of people talking about bullish and bearish scenarios. And when people get a little too euphoric on their bullish, I mean, that's what people want to hear, of course. But unfortunately, that's what's gotten a lot of people wrecked, is that hope that Moon is just around the corner, and we're not there right now. We're just not there.
Listen, please, everybody, if you get a chance, go and follow Marius. I really implore you to follow Marius. His trading makes us look like freaking geniuses. Okay,
he's a good counter trend.
He just makes us look so amazing. I mean, if we could just get him on the show once, you know what I'm saying, and figure out where it all went wrong. Because
one of these days,
one of these days, he is. You know what? There it is. There it is. If you keep yelling, crying wolf every day, eventually the wolf does show up, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So listen, I'd like to say, please go over there, hit the button for the Chone Man, show the man down give him a nice fat like. Please give the guy an FF. He does amazing work. He's also doing lots of mentorship training for 1 hour, 1.5 hours of his time. He can help you guys set up all your charts, get you guys all set up for success. At the same time, all I ask is this show is free, 100% free. We do not ask for you to buy anything. We don't ask for you to pay anything. We don't ask for lap dances. We don't ask for you to send us chickens, rabbits, ducks, pigs, farms, Bitcoin, Litecoin, nothing. No tokens. We're not asking for a damn thing. All we're asking is that you go out, share the channel, please. That's all I can do. You go right on. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so you go over here. You go over here and you can share this baby. Click on it, Twitter, Facebook, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your grandma. At least come and let people watch it for the humor that you are allowed to have every single day as this market has dropped down. We are that one light, that one warm spot in your bed when you come home really drunk. You wake up in the morning, you have way too much to drink. We are that warm spot, sunny sunshine of your life when you wake up in the morning. I am Vamp. This is Chone. We're from Until 1 Mil. He is from Bitcoin Live now. He's gone super famous on me. And we are out.
Peace.